Greetings, traveler.
All right, chat. We are going to be watching a Slyders game. Let us have a look at what he has cooked up for us today, shall we? So we got a Dragon Undead Mech Naga Elemental lobby. Whoa, is he actually thinking about Tavish? If he takes Tavish here, my mind is like... Because I feel like it's unplayable without the buddy, right? You have 8 armor, you hero power... Yeah, okay. You have 8 armor, you hero power to summon something in the fight. But you don't get it, right? There's no buddy, so it's not economy. So I feel like Tavish might be pickable, but not on 8 armor. Like, 8 armor is what he had during buddy meta. Oh... Okay, he has a really bad shop, but he has a really good spell. So he's still happy to buy it because he is Whack-Toggle, I guess. Fill the board, get some types, get the buffs. Wait, was Whack-Toggle changed? Does she still get the buff here? Did I miss that change? Does she get it scales now? What's the condition for scaling? I must have reviewed this, by the way. But there's so many changes in the game that I was like, oh, okay. Is it spend money? Spend 10 gold. And then it's... Oh, so it's 1-1. And then it's 2-2, 3-3. It's no longer tier dependent. Oh, okay. That's probably fine, yeah. That's fine, yeah. Not tier related. Is he gonna sell for the Thinker? Wow, he ignores a thing. Wow, wait. Let's... Okay, let me just, like, talk about the game here. That's really cool. So... If I see this shop, the reason why I'm like thinking about this is he's got 7 gold, he's got a Thinker, he can play module in Overconfidence. With the Thinker, he's somewhat likely to win the fight, and then with the Overconfidence, he recovers the gold that he sort of loses here by buying instead of leveling, and then next turn he still gets to have a really nice turn. So the fact that he's so confidently insta level here, I guess it's because it is a Dragon Undead lobby, so he feels like he has to play Carapace. Oh no, he's gonna sell for it. Oh, okay. I'm not crazy. Okay, he's buying the Thinker. All right. That I can live with, right? I would have gone for the 7 gold line on double buy and Overconfidence just because I really like that line when you are strong to then Overconfidence, right? Cash in on that. But I guess Slyders did some good scouting and he's like, well, this Rat King has been winning. His curve looks pretty good. I don't think I can take him. Then again, do we lose if we stay and we have a module that's getting buffed? Like, maybe not, right? Imagine on this board if we have a module that's getting... Well, maybe we still lose, yeah. Yeah, that's probably Slyders' ability to just judge that. So yeah, if you're not going to win, then the turn does look pretty icky, right? Because then the Overconfidence is like a wasted gold. He's on 4 early and Elise is broken then, so yep. He gets the Hooktail, but with the Elise, you just want to roll... Thinker pair, yeah, not even gonna buy the Thinker pair because if you buy stuff here, you're not getting the golden minion now, which is sometimes the play, yeah, but you need to have good enough minions to pause for. Okay. Nala is normally insane this early on. The tree is also great. Both of them are great stabilization cards. I guess he has Elise, which is a non-type. Goes for the Carapace, which is a shocker, right? That's the reason he's going to 4 early. That golden money, though, wow. Gets the Soul Splitter here, but not golden. Spell Powers, Carapace? Yeah, Spell Power. Okay, this seems like, yeah. Okay, so he goes for the... Okay, so I'm going to give a spoiler. It's not a Carapace game. Because I don't want to chase people away. I wouldn't just review a Carapace game unless it's like insane. So I took a peek ahead, right? It's not a Carapace game, but we can still talk about his decisions on why he felt he needed to level to 4 because it is a Carapace Undead, Carapace Dragon lobby. So it is nice to be on tier 4 early, to be able to roll into the Carapace, which he did. Went for the tree instead of the Nala because the tree is faster than the Nala. That's also something good for me to see. Now, I think Nala would have been perfectly fine here, but he doesn't want to spend his money on spells right now, and he doesn't really have that good spell generation. He just has like Carapace, right? So the Nala would have slowed him down, whereas the tree, you just got to put that on your board, and then it's doing stuff, right? It's already there. It's already buffing. You don't have to buy any spells. It's AoE, giving attack to your board. So I really like the tree decision now that I'm looking at this, where it allows him to just roll more with his Elise without having to stop for cheap spells or just spells in general. And he's still getting stronger in the fight with the tree, which it helps him take less damage here. Or maybe even nothing, right? Get this thing now. Okay, so he's gonna take less damage. The reborn on the Broodmother is disgusting for the Elise. That's what the thing is really good for, right? The Embalmer, the tier 2 minion. So that's really well done by Slyders setting that up. He's gonna level now because he's already got his... Interesting that he bought that deep blue, by the way. Sorry, I was gonna say he's gonna level now because he already has his carapace, but he's selling carapace. I would love that, yeah. Okay, he's like, okay, let me not go that crazy. He apparently is a big fan of deep blue, right? Because I don't think I see that many people, when you have an Elise and you're going to roll into golden minions, that he then pauses for deep blue. Because I talked about that, right? Like where if you have the Elise, you can buy something that's not the golden minion, but it has to be really good. If it's not really good, then you're just like wasting time because you could have been getting triples on your board and golden minions. So for Slyders, that deep blue seems to be good enough where he's like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. So that's cool to see. And that is in a perfect carapace lobby, right? It is an undead dragon lobby. So for him to say in an undead dragon lobby, I'm very happy to buy deep blue. That's actually quite cool. All right, gets his win here, so somewhat stable on 28 health. It's turn 7, so he has one more turn before the greater time warp hits here. So what is he looking for right now? Get some more spell power. So we could hit the Titus and the Reborn and for the Carapace, but seeing as he just sells it here, he's like, I am not interested whatsoever, bro. Which is wonderful to see. He could set up Acid Rain, which is what we are looking for, it seems, right? We are opening up triples into Acid Rain now. I wonder what he's going to sell, because if you hit the what's her face, the Bluesy, then selling that selling the Zesty is a little right. I don't know. Yeah, he was looking at Zarina for just a second there because he already has the Lassomatic, but Zarina is pretty bad in the undead environment because you kind of just get wrecked here by summons, right? Your Zarina buffs don't give any health. So we see him confidently selling that golden Elise, which I like. I think that would have been too much. He has golden Junk Jouster and he has 3 magnetics in his hand. This is definitely a pause for now. He could sell out of 2 units here, buy the Junk Jouster, and then just play out, because that's a really strong turn. I think you sell one more from your board right now. He sells a magnetic. I guess it's in case he doesn't want to play this. He has quite a lot of spell power already. Unfortunately, he did sell his meditative. Okay, he's not going to go for the Junk Jouster. I guess that's because he rolled the Fauna, and he has some spell power already, so... Perhaps the Junk Jouster was something that he would do if he really missed on his 6-drop and it would not help him at all. But the Fauna with the spell power is stronger than the Junk Jouster, probably. Although Golden Junk Jouster with like 2 or 3 magnetics is not to be scoffed at. I've done that before and it's it's actually quite good. That's actually nice. All right, very cool game already, right? We've had a lot of options here. We could have had a Golden Junk Jouster on the board, which he was seriously considering, right? He paused as he hit it and he was counting his money. Can I keep as many magnetics? He had Carapace that he then sold. He's got some spell power now with a Fauna. So the greater time warp is likely then going to give him the final bit of information he needs to figure out what he's doing. Slam the 7s. We have Zarjira in the lobby. That's always good. We have double demo. Double demo is definitely okay. So he gets the Zarjira. That's just like one of the best 7-drops they've... Okay. Double Zarjira opens up shenanigans, but this is like one of those things where if you don't know what you're doing, you will die very quickly. It's a very interesting thing where I love playing it with myself, but... Oh, wait. Elise can make a golden 6-drop here. That's why he's leveling. Because he can copy that with Zarjira. So he's probably going to play the Zarjiras here and then copy that. It's unfortunate that it's not really a direction minion, but he has spell power, so getting a bunch of shiny wings here is definitely not a bad thing. But it's very, very interesting. Elise plus Zarjira combo is disgusting, yeah. Matriarch, he doesn't want it, he just wants more money. Sure. So he's just cycling now to see what he's getting. There is another meditative in the shop if he wants more spell power, but he's playing shiny rings before that, so I would be inclined to say that he's not looking for that. Gets the last somatic again to end on. Yeah, is not interested in the... I guess he's still trying to hit the golden acid rain here. If he hits acid rain with this Elise... Oh. Yeah. I was gonna say, if he hits acid rain here, he can freeze it and then make 3 golden acid rains next turn. He gets amalgams for the Fauna, so he could technically buff everything, but his board is just Naga anyway and 1 elemental, so there is not that much advantage to having the amalgam on the board. There's a lot of thoughts here. There's a lot of considerations Slider needs to make very quickly. He's going to end by putting the blue shell in his hand as a bit of insurance, and then he's just going to use the Fauna to buff Nagas, to buff his Zarjira and his Thinker. Hopefully he wins the round, but if he doesn't, he's got 5 extra gold. But yeah, I do think that we can see Slider's game plan very clearly here. Keeping the Elise because he's trying to roll a good golden minion, and then he's going to use the Zarjira spells on that golden minion to hopefully just get a crazy, crazy game. Given that he's still hanging on to this Revenant, Acid Rain is very likely still on his mind, where he's thinking, okay, if I just roll Acid Rain, I got 3 golden Acid Rains. That's probably pretty good, but my shop is already like 50-50 on the right side. Because the spell power buffs that he had also apply to the shop buffs he's getting from the Revenant. So yeah, very, very, very cool, very interesting game already. This is why I love watching these games, right? There's so many, and even things that just don't happen, like that Junk Jouster, it's still cool to see how he evaluates that. Like, because he hit the Fauna, he's just like, no, it's not good enough. Because it is hard for him to generate enough magnetics for that to be worth it. So still rolling, trying to trigger the Elise. He hits Fauna here, man. If that would have been golden, that would have been perfect, but he's gonna skip it. Okie dokie. So a regular Fauna, not good enough to copy. A golden Fauna, hell yeah. All right, so in 1 turn, Sliders adds 3 golden Faunas to the board. So you can bet that he is now committed. He's looking for spell power. So that meditative is likely... Actually, it's a dragon lobby, yeah? Yeah, he's even looking at that 2-drop. But he probably just wants to roll Drakari, right? If he rolls Drakari and that... ooh, this one. Yes. The dragon undead. So the best roll for him now is just golden Drakari. Okay, gets the meditative with the extra spell power. Does cycle it, doesn't want to keep it on the board, which is interesting. I don't know how much the Zarjiras are still doing for him. The Zarjiras are likely still better than spell power, right? But I'm just saying at some point you want to get rid of the... that's a weird one. I was gonna say at some point you want to get rid of the Zarjiras to just like make your final build. But he can freeze this... No, he's not gonna freeze it. He wants Drakari, I guess. That's fair. Gets the Weaver. Fine, sells out of the Drakari. We want to play at least one of these demon things. So, okay, he figures that he doesn't have the board space. Oh, he gets the... That's so perfect. That's so perfect. Okay. Hits the Drakari. And with the 2 Zarjiras, it's golden. Oh my god, okay. So now the Zarjiras can go. This is such a crazy... Like, this game doesn't really happen these days, right? It's... Well, that's not true. You can play Fauna, but... I mean, to the extent he's high-rolling Fauna, that doesn't happen, right? That you can say quite confidently, but... like, Fauna is a build for sure. It's just in a Carapace Dragon lobby. Man, do you need to get so big to not get wrecked by the Broodmother? We're already seeing it here. Wow. Do we know how much spell power he has? +4, I think. Well, no, he ticked at the end of turn, so I think 6. I think he's at 6 spell power. But it's going to go up very quickly now because he has a golden. God, I don't play with that card anymore. Where's the name? What's the demon in the front, guys? What's his name again? I want to say Enforcer, but it's not Enforcer, right? Oh, this is cute. He's putting some buffs on the Drakari because it copies it, so that the Drakari is buffed for the combat. Conjure, there we go. That used to be such a meta card. Conjure was the thing you really wanted early when we had Magic Fin and Fauna builds running everywhere. Some other spell power builds, no doubt. Oh, he's looking at the Amalgam, but the problem he has is that he high rolled so much, he doesn't have board space for Amalgams. Normally, you don't have this many Faunas, right? Okay, he's at +8 spell power right now. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, he's at +8. Normally, you have some board space to run other stuff, but he needs to run Golden Drakari. He doesn't really want to sell any Fauna, right? So that's already 5 board slots taken. Then he needs to keep his spell power. I guess you just sell Zarjira now, honestly. I think, yeah, she's done a good job. We can retire her. And now it's just Faunas. And the last Fauna doesn't even get to trigger. It hits a neutral because he's just simply too, like, no board space. That's actually great. Let me actually rewind. This was great. This is Slyders. Look at that. Slyders, who, by the way, will be in the World Championship Finals. Look at him here. That's a day of hard work done. You know, he's pretty pleased with himself, as he should be. I think at this point you can say, if this doesn't win, then, you know, I don't think Nagas ever win. This buff, man. There's no demons in the lobby, so he can't get Fellbat. That's one of the, like, really powerful additions to this composition. If you have Fellbat on your board, you can put it all the way in the back, and then the Faunas will first buff the shop, and then the Fellbat eats the stats afterwards. So especially if it's a golden Fellbat, it does all the scaling ×2. And in that kind of a build, that is where you really want to have the Amalgam on the board to buff all the types in the shop to then eat it. And Amalgam is then also a demon for the Fellbat. And you don't need a board full of demons because the Drakari will make the Fellbat eat multiple times. So even 2 or 3 demons is enough to get a lot of scaling. But again, that's not what he's doing here. Demons aren't in, and he's got so many Faunas that he can't fit Amalgam. So I think you just roll for useful spells, and you just, yeah, I think you buy that because, like, I don't think the shop has any more Faunas in it. I'm going to be real. I think this is the point where he just says, like, well, this is about as good as it gets, right, boys? I don't think Bob is going to offer him another Fauna. Yeah, I think change hero power, but also that spell that does the, you know, the, God, man, I think my brain's just not working today, by the way, because that's Azerite. That I should know without having to think. Azerite is like still really strong with this amount of spell power. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think you want to run this in the tournament. Well, no, that's wrong. If you get this, you'll run it in the tournament, but you'll make adaptations. Instead of those 2 regular Faunas, you will do something like Broodmother to soak Scam, or a Cleave to play around it, or a base skill or something. So if you somehow get blessed by Bob in the tournament and you get like Zarjira Elise combo and you're actually still alive so you can pull it off, you would still run this in the tournament 100%, but you would add like anti-scam and stuff. You would just sell, you'd probably sell the 2 regular Faunas, play some anti-scam. Okay, he is gonna skip the Azerite now. Probably more, he's like, Fauna, please. I think that's a waste, bro. I mean, he does it for the thumbnail, which I completely respect. From one YouTuber to another, I respect the hustle, but I don't think there's any more Faunas in the game. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, switch hero power is one of the better ones here. Spell power here. No spell power. Buy another Hamul because maybe, just maybe, there's another one. So you have the, yeah, I guess change hero power is the best one. Aren't these just 3 Faunas? Those golden ones? I'm not still 100% sure how that works, if it's just gonna take one out of the pool. Maybe it did. 3,000, Jesus, that's a lot. So we can see here, man, if the opponent has Titus, do we just lose? Maybe. Probably not. But he can deal so much damage with those whelps, right? It's 3k health though. The stun drake is only 270. The stun drake is only 270, right? Or 269, sorry. It's a much better number for chat. I mean, if the stun drake is slightly bigger and there's a Titus, like, we lose, right? But yeah, Slyders is so big, he just one-shots here. That is a very, very impressive game.